No, don't touch her. What's happening?
You know we got bosses.
Well, you can't follow these orders because it's my house and that's my girl.
It's on me.
Dumb motherfucker to come in. You a motherfucking rat.
Give me a chance to redeem myself.
Now, I got to get involved myself personally. You understand? I'm gonna have to make an example out of you. You wanna redeem yourself? See, why don't you cut your motherfucking throat or I'll do it for you.
So, Mr. Alexander, he own you too?
The film opens by introducing Alexander Coates, a cold-blooded crime boss, as he steps into his dark torture room and finds his loyal enforcer Hurst guarding a captive named Sasha. Coates accuses Sasha of failing a mission and calmly reminds him of the horrific price of failure, then orders Hurst to hand him a knife, giving him a brutal choice: kill himself or die by Coates' hand. Desperate but defiant, Sasha suddenly attacks Coates, breaking the rules and only fueling Coates' cruelty. Sasha begs for a chance to redeem himself, but Coates mocks him and forces the choice again. And in a shocking moment, Sasha manages to resist, but is ultimately killed. Unfazed, Coates tells Hurst to get him a new suit, since his is soaked in blood. Minutes later, Coates returns with 2 pistols, explaining they were taken through violence and rewarding Hurst for capturing Sasha. He then assigns a new mission: eliminate Benny, a man resisting Coates' control from inside prison, warning that failure is not an option. The scene shifts to a chaotic prison, where Hurst, disguised as a guard, quietly takes down officers and pushes deeper toward his target. Inmates loyal to Benny interfere, and just as Hurst is about to shoot, chaos erupts. A sudden distraction causes him to kill the wrong man, and while escaping, another inmate blocks him in. Rage over the failed hit. Outside, Hurst receives a call from Coates and lies, claiming the job is done. When he meets Coates 30 minutes later, he is introduced to Coates' partner Dante, who coldly reveals that Hurst killed the wrong target. And even though it's his first mistake, Coates makes it clear: failure always has consequences. Dante's men quickly knock Hurst unconscious, but Coates steps in and orders them not to kill him. Instead, Dante's crew brutally tortures Hurst, crushing his hands and destroying the very tools that once defined him. 6 months later, Hurst is a broken man, drifting through life and drowning his pain in alcohol. On his way back to his room, he briefly meets Oso, sharing a few polite words before moving on. Soon after, Coates visits Hurst, reminding him of his former glory and offering him money to disappear and start a new life far away. The story then shifts to Iceman, who has spent 2 years in prison and now arrives at Coates' house, claiming the man Hurst was sent to kill is actually in his custody. Iceman demands a trade, and Coates agrees. At the same time, gang leader Caesar receives a warning from Iceman's men: submit or lose everything. Out on the streets, Oso is stopped by thugs trying to rob him, but Hurst senses the danger, steps in, and takes them down, leaving Oso stunned and grateful.
Said, give me the fucking...
Later, Iceman's men storm into the bar where Oso and Karen work, turning their presence into open harassment as they cruelly bully Karen. As Oso and Hurst grow closer, Oso confesses he loves Karen like a daughter and notices Hurst's damaged hands. But Hurst stays silent, refusing to relive the pain.
Can't afford to lose my liquor license. Starts with Alexander, ends with don't even think about it.
So, Mr. Alexander, he own you too?
Your tab. $, for the 2 hours, OTIO, Oso for him.
Just in time, Oso returns to protect Karen from Iceman's men. Meanwhile, Iceman meets Caesar and delivers a chilling ultimatum. Hand over 10% of Cheshire's income or face brutal consequences, then proves he's serious by slaughtering Cheshire's men without mercy. The next morning, Hurst spots Iceman and his crew entering a warehouse and follows on instinct, only to be quickly captured. In that tense moment, he remembers Iceman was the one who fed him false intel back in prison, leading to his downfall. Seeing Hurst's desperation and knowing he's now homeless, Iceman spares his life. Broken by everything he suffered, Hurst returns to his room ready to end it all. Until Karen's desperate cries outside snap him back to reality. He rushes out and is stunned when Coates suddenly storms in, confronting the gangsters. Head on.
You know we got bosses.
Can't follow these orders because it's my house, my girl.
And around.
All right? What's that with you? I'm not
Problema.
trouble. Me and my friends, listen to him.
You get out of here. I'll deal with the cops. Men belong to Iceman. This is
Realizing
the
they're
best way.
tied to Iceman, Coates decides to face him personally to issue a warning. When Coates enters Iceman's territory, things turn hostile fast. But Coates' men overpower the guards, and the meeting erupts into a tense power clash, with neither side willing to back down. As he leaves, Coates orders his men to prepare for war, sensing trouble is coming. Iceman gives a similar warning to his aide. Soon after, Coates contacts Hurst and urges him to return. But just as Hurst considers it, Oso strikes him from behind and knocks him out. When Hurst wakes up, Oso explains Coates ordered him to help treat his injuries and rebuild his strength. That fragile calm shatters when Chizur's men burst in and kidnap them.
Now you keep on pushing. Grab this bitch.
At Chizur's hideout, Caesar orders Hurst buried alive, assuming he's already dead, while Oso is brutally tortured and threatened with Karen's life. Desperate, Oso fights back but is stabbed in the chest. Iceman then calls Caesar and demands Karen be handed over, and though hesitant, Caesar agrees. At the same time, Hurst escapes. Just before being buried, fights his way back and rushes to the hideout. Only to find Oso lying in a pool of blood, his body barely holding on. With his last breath, Oso begs Hurst to save Karen before it's too late. Fueled by pure determination, Hurst storms in and takes on Caesar and his men, brutally crushing them before shooting Caesar in the leg to force him to reveal Karen's location. Meanwhile, Coates prepares for the inevitable assault, and soon, Iceman and his crew burst in, opening fire as they push into Coates' territory. At the decisive moment, Hurst joins Fry's team, and together, they overwhelm Iceman's forces, leaving him cornered and desperate. In a final move, Iceman grabs Karen as a human shield, trying to escape.
I got you, nigga.
Don't even think about it, son. How do I get out of here?
But Coates doesn't hesitate, putting a single bullet through Iceman's head. After Iceman is dead and Hurst proves his loyalty through blood and action, he turns to Coates and thanks him sincerely for everything. The story ends there. In the end, the film leaves us with a brutal lesson. In a world ruled by violence, choices always come with consequences, and loyalty is proven through action, not words. Hurst loses everything, yet finds his purpose again by standing up for the innocent and facing his past head-on. If you enjoyed this intense story of survival, revenge, and redemption, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you won't miss our next movie recap.